Welcome to the Six Figure DJ Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle, aka DJ RunDat. I'm so excited to share a series of interviews where DJs from around the world share their stories and secrets to hitting six figures and beyond in their DJ business and how you can too. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you hear, please rate and review the podcast and share it with your friends. Hey, welcome back to the Six Figure DJ Podcast. I am your host, DJ RunDat. Today we have Bradlee Skinner. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yay, thank you. I'm so excited to dive in and learn all about how you have created a six-figure DJ business and all the other amazing things that you do. So let's start off. How did it all begin? You DJing?
It first started in college. So, as a college DJ, parties, events, the local college radio station. And really the only reason that I was doing that was because there was this girl in the radio class that I liked. And so I figured if I could be in the radio class, I could spend more time with her, maybe get a radio show with her. And that's actually where it started. And now this summer, that little girl and I are celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. So,
wow.
So that worked out pretty great.
I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah. And then the way we got into the wedding, we specialize in wedding entertainment. So wedding DJs, wedding planning, and MCs. And the reason for that, we actually started our business officially in 2019. And it was because we had a terrible wedding. It wasn't great. Our marriage is amazing. We love each other. We love the love that we have, but our wedding was pretty awful. It just didn't run smoothly. It was pretty terrible. And so we said, you know what, let's take all those things that we learned from a terrible wedding and use that to help our business and give our clients the experience that we didn't get. Mm-hmm. Let's make sure that they have the joyous celebration, all the amazing moments captured that we just missed out on. And so that was when we decided to change from just being a regular DJ business, doing performances, clubs, bars, etc., and to really focus and revamp our entire company to focus on the wedding industry.
Wow, I love that. And it's something that I've thought about is adding day of coordinating to my services, because often if there is not a coordinator or a day of or a planner or any of that, then the DJ steps in as that role.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of friends that are currently wanting or looking for work, and and some of them are really good party planners. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
you could probably join my business
It's a great idea.
Did it right. I'm always wanting to add more and more services just to give more value to my clients and, grow my income also and spread that work and love around.
Great idea. Very true. And it's very possible, and it works really well. And we've just found that it really made a difference to specialize in that area for us, especially in the market that we're in, and to then offer services that none of our competitors were really offering. And so it just helped us really, really grow what we're doing.
Yay, that's amazing. So not only do you DJ, but you're also a teacher, and you teach theater, you said.
Yep, I'm a theater director at our local high school. And one of the advantages that has played actually has really helped with the fact that we are a multi-op company, is that the majority of the DJs and MCs that I subcontract out are all former students of mine.
Wow.
Because as a theater director, I have to teach them lighting and sound for the stage. So those students that do really well with lights and sound, I just hire when they graduate, and then they come and work for me to set up all my lights and sound for all of our performances.
Wow, you really got it going on over there. That's so clever. I never even thought about recruiting, high school students that are into theater.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic. They understand. They have a great work ethic. They understand light design. They understand sound design. They look, especially some of the younger kids I use to run, whether they're setting up our dance floors, or they go before the DJ gets there and they set up all their equipment for them and test it out. They'll also usually stay on hand if they're running any of our special effect items, like our, dancing on the cloud fog machines, our CO2 cannons. sparklers. So they'll set those things up and run them. And so they basically are, paid interns in a way. And then as they, get a couple of years under their belt, then they'll switch over to DJing and they'll start taking events of their own.
Wow, that is genius. I love that. I love that. So that's something I've been thinking about doing, but I haven't even done any research on like dancing on the clouds, cold sparks. I think I'd maybe want to start with the cold sparks, maybe the CO2 gun. But personally, I don't like fog when I'm DJing. Like, I don't like that. I'm a little sensitive in my throat and I want to protect my voice. So I don't know. But there's good money, right? In those
There
add-ons.
is.
Can I
Yep.
ask how much is adding like to your wedding, like dancing on the clouds?
So right now in our market, we run at about at 350 off season, 450 in our main wedding season.
Wow.
And so we'll run usually two of those machines just to make sure that we get a lot of good cloud effect and just to look really great for the photographers and the videographers.
Yeah, it is a really, really cool thing for sure. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Because now I'm like, um, so at what point were you like, I need to expand this into a multi-op? Like you've only been doing it for 4 years. It's pretty incredible.
Mhm. So that actually came in 2018. Sorry, there goes my school bell. 2018, 2019, just as we officially like were starting the business. I was just doing individual events before that, and it actually started because during the holiday season, we had so many corporate parties that were wanting to book that I just couldn't handle it. So that's where I actually reached out to a former student of mine and was like, "Hey, can you help me pick up some of these gigs?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And then as that season got us enough that income that we were able to purchase a lot of new equipment that I could say, "Hey, I'm going to get a whole setup just for you." So
Mm.
that way you can pick up more events when you're ready. And when we did that, next couple of events we did, we just started booking more and more because all those corporate parties, they had kids who were getting married and friends who were there, and soon word just kept spreading, and we were getting booked up super super quick. So I kept investing back in the company, kept getting more and more equipment so I could have multiple DJs performing on the same day. And I was like, okay, I've got to train some more people and get some more help. And so yeah, so we officially formed the business 2019, booked out for that whole season, and then even then we were still really diversified. We were doing a lot of different things. When 2020 hit with COVID, we saw all of our competitors were they were also diversifying. So if they were doing bars, they were now performing in clubs. If they were at clubs, they were now adding trivia. If they were trivia DJs, they started adding karaoke. So as they started adding more things, I decided to go the opposite route. And that's where we said, we're just going to focus on weddings. And we streamlined our process, totally revamped our website to make it all about weddings. All of the new equipment that we were purchasing was all focused on weddings, designs, plans, everything. We said, we're going all in on just the wedding industry. That's going to be our main thing. And so especially as we saw a lot of rebookings, a lot of changes during COVID, a lot of people having to reschedule. We ended up, fortunately, that we didn't lose a single couple. They either rebooked within the year, or they just postponed it and then rescheduled with us a little bit after, like about a year and a half. But every single client that we had on for that summer that had to postpone, we kept 100% of them and were able to get every single one of them performed at their weddings.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah. Gosh, well, I love that because definitely weddings is where the money's at. We all know that, and people are going to continue to get married, and you definitely have an advantage being, involved with the youth so much. And I never thought too much about corporate leading to their children getting married. So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I just went to school for fun, esthetician school, and I'm like, there were a lot of 18, 19-year-old classmates, and I'm like, one day you guys are going to get married, or your friends are going to get married, and you're going to call me. to DJ, not do your makeup. But,
Right, but
so
you could do both. That's even better.
I could. Now I get to tell my clients that I'm I'm an esthetician in case your makeup artists are running behind or you need some extra hands.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. So I feel like with a background in theater that it probably has really helped you like as an MC and as a performer with
Mhm.
DJing. Like, do you
Absolutely.
feel like you step into like different roles? I'm sure like going for a little bit, like from going from teaching and then like into the wedding, like
Yeah, it certainly depends on which event that that we're doing, what we're setting up for. So that definitely makes a difference. If it's weddings versus if it is a corporate event, if it's a high school prom,
yeah.
um, and even if there's difference if I'm DJing that event or if I'm emceeing that event, um, or even if I'm officiating. So I also do officiate weddings also. So um, it just kind of really depends. But yeah, each one often feel like I am playing a character in a way because each wedding has its own theme, its own design, its own vibe, and I've got to make sure that I fit into that rather than conflict with it or even clash with it. And so getting to know our clients, we like to spend at least 6 months of meeting with our clients to really get to know them well, to know what they want, and to really fit into that design scheme. And so that then by then when I am performing, it's exactly what they're expecting.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Your school bell. Ding ding. I haven't heard one of those in a while. I'm like, am I keeping you from class?
Nope, I'm on my lunch break, so that's why
Okay,
I'm
perfect,
enjoying
perfect
visiting
timing.
with you.
Cool. Awesome. So what do you really feel like has been the secrets to your success? I mean, you like it sounds like in only a few years and even with the pandemic, you were able to create a really successful business.
I would sum it up in three things. The first one is know your worth. That was one that I didn't understand. I didn't know. I laugh about it now because I go back. One of the photographers that I work with on a lot of weddings here, I actually the very first wedding that I officially DJ'd was her wedding, and so now we get to work together on a lot of them. And we go back and we laugh about it because uh, I think I had not having any clue what I was doing, but I just wanted to get started. Um, so I think I charged her $350
Wow.
to do the weddings, and now we consistently are doing $2,500, $3,500 weddings.
Yeah.
And so I laughed and I'm like, I had no clue what I was doing when I started, but I had to get started somewhere.
Yeah.
So for $350, I was willing to get in there, and it actually worked so well because it was such a great event. And it did, even though I was pretty clueless, I still did the best of what I knew at that moment.
Yeah.
And and that gave me that sense of direction where I needed to go. That I knew there was more I could do. I could do better, but I didn't know how to get there. But I knew it was there somewhere. It was just going to take me some time to figure it out. And having her with that feedback, and then being able to say, "Hey, this guy's done a great job. He did my wedding," and her being a wedding photographer just helped really build that word of mouth advertising, and ended up working a great relationship that we've had now for several years. And so knowing your worth is a big thing. That what you're offering, you've got to make that decision at some point to say, am I going to go lower so I can get clients, or do I increase and get the clients that I really want?
Yeah.
And knowing that you're going to miss out on some. We miss out. We try to close, and this is kind of my magic number is 75%. So 75% is what we shoot for on our closing. If we are not closing 75% of our clients that are interested, that are getting referrals, that are coming to us, then I'm going, okay, my prices are probably too high. So I might have to drop that. If we're closing 80, 90, 95%, we're going, hey, we're charging too little and we're booking too much. We need to narrow that down. So we shoot for that 75%. So I use that. I tell anybody else that I work with and say, hey, if you're starting this business, that's my recommendation. Shoot for that goal. So you're going to say, all right, I'm going to charge $1,000. Great. Are you getting that's 75%. If you're above that, you need to be charging more than $1,000. If you're, below that, you might need to drop your prices. And so knowing your worth and what you're offering is that number one suggestion, recommendation. Second one that I think has been successful is the fact that I said I didn't know what I was doing, so I had to get a mentor. I had to reach out to other people and say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. Clearly you do, so let me help. Or please help me because I need help.
Yes.
And so some of those individuals that I was fortunate years ago to get connected with, Joe Bunn, Don Prione, those two guys helped me a ton in getting started. Now, luckily for me, there's a small advantage that I have is I have a very recognizable face that I get mistaken for Robert Downey Jr. everywhere I go. So even having Dom and Joe, when they first saw me, they're like, holy crap, this guy looks just like Robert Downey Jr. And I was like, well, funny story. My DJ name is actually DJ Phony Stark. And they thought that was hilarious. So just the gimmick of that at first at least got me in those circles where they're like, hey, let us give you some advice. Let me give you some suggestions. And having that mentorship showed me so much of what I could do, what I was missing out on, what I wasn't thinking about, what I wasn't even considering. And all that knowledge then helped shape what we do for our clients, where we're able to say, hey, you probably haven't thought of this because we didn't. So let us help you. So having a mentor is my second recommendation. And third is just be passionate about it. Love what you do. If you can have fun every single event that you're doing, regardless of scope or size, just love it and make the most of it. And that builds so much of what you're doing. People are going to talk about it. They see you love what you're doing, they're going to remember that. And then they talk about it for the next event and they recommend you for something else. And it's just that word of mouth advertising is so valuable when they just see that you like what you're doing and that you love helping other people. Recognize that there's a need that they have and you can fill that need.
I love that. And that's something I tell myself constantly is like, just have fun. If I'm having any nerves or just any funk or anything, because life happens and then you go DJ and you don't want to bring that funky energy into your party or wedding, especially. So I tell myself, just have fun. And that's what I tell other people when they're telling me like they're having nerves about something. I'm like, just have fun. Like, it's one of my mottos. And I'm like, if it ain't fun, I don't want none.
I love that.
It's like this is like how I see life now. I'm like, because we can make the fun, bring the fun. It's like a mindset. Like I think tired is a mindset. It's like flip the switch. I'm like, you want me hyphy?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. but like truly, I might be really tired.
That's so true.
And the mentor thing, 100%. I give so much credit to my coaches that I've had. In 2016, I hired my business coach and changed my whole life. And she really taught me to value my worth and my time and my energy and my everything and how to build team and outsource and to, not be afraid to charge $2,500 for a wedding, $5,000 when you add the add-ons. Like it blows me away sometimes when, other people actually value your worth too. And, making $5,000 in one day is incredible money. Like, yes. And we're having tons of fun while doing it. Like we're exactly. So lucky.
That's the truth.
Yeah, we're so lucky. I'm curious, did Joe Bunn help you out with your website at all?
So actually that one, I reached out to Chris Abel out of St. Louis. And had him design our website. And so we revamped that completely. So shout out to Chris Abel at the Abel Company. Just awesome organization. He and his DJ group are incredible. He's actually he's hiring. So if anybody's in the St. Louis area, I think he's hiring some more people for his team. So check it out.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I signed up for some extra coaching with Joe maybe 2 years ago. And he was helping with some website tips and things. And
I worked on my website so much that I literally was having a cramp in my hand right here. And I was building crates for crate hackers, and I was building a
Yes.
presentation for Mobile Entertainment Expo. This was 2 years ago, and I got this serious cramp in my hand. Like, I was worried. I asked the chiropractor, my acupuncturist, I was like, they're like, you'll be okay. And really I was. I just had to like get off of the computer because I was on it for about 4 months, like just like so.
One of the great tips that I got from Joe that we changed in that first year back in 2019 um, was changing the name of our packages. So like anybody can do bronze, silver, gold,
Yes.
emerald, ruby, diamond, platinum, whatever your packages are, like anybody can do that. That's not unique. It's not special. So he's like, make it something about you, about your area. So we actually took like 3 major landmarks um, that people know in our area here. And I'm in Southwest Wyoming. And so in our area there, we took these, very famous, very well-known uh, natural landmarks and named our packages after those. And so that became like it's a psychological element. There's like a pride element of it where someone's like, oh, I want to select, I want the Flaming Gorge package because they know Flaming Gorge. It's a famous place. And so people there, just having that name connected to it, that it's something that they themselves connect to, made a huge difference in again, it is there's psychological elements to it that people want to connect to something they connect. So if you just tile it gold, silver, bronze, it's nothing special, but make it something unique to your area, something about where your market, and that itself made a huge difference.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah. I thought about it in my area. I'm like, we have the Avenue of the Giants, which is like the redwood trees that are famous, or
Oh
the
yeah.
Lost Coast, but I haven't stuck with any of them. But I do remember him saying that. That is,
Yeah, it's worked really well for us.
yeah, packages are an interesting thing. You have a lot of different add-ons, so I could
Mm-hmm.
see that. I'm curious because in some areas they're selling ceremony separate from reception, and I never have experienced. Well, actually, coming up this year, I do have an only reception.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never just done a ceremony. Usually, it's like the whole day.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Typically, we'll do somewhere they don't need the ceremony because of the church that they're doing it at is very
Yes.
specific. They don't want other things in there, and they have their own system. So we'll just do the reception. But very seldom have we ever done one where they want us to just provide audio services for the ceremony and not do the rest of the event.
Right. Right. Yeah. Interesting. I also officiate. It's a newer thing for me. It's been fun, and I actually really enjoyed it because you never really know. You're like, I don't know if I'll like this
Yes.
until you're doing it. You're like, okay, am I gonna cry? Am I gonna shake? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. But I kept it together, kept my voice strong. And
I think one of the most physically demanding ones that I ever had. I had a couple from New York that flew out and wanted me to officiate their ceremony at the cliff edge at the top of Angel's Landing in Zion National Park.
oh wow.
That was a little terrifying.
The cliff's edge. Yeah, we've been
Yep.
on the edge of the ocean over here, and somebody did almost fall. And yeah, the ground's uneven. You're on the bluff. You're in the Lost Coast, and wow. Yeah, that I would charge extra, of course, for that. Like hiking
It
in.
was it was it was a good fun ceremony. We had a great time. It was a lot of fun. It was good exercise for sure.
Yeah. Wow. Cool. So, do you have any advice to anybody that's listening that maybe is just starting out and is doing it more as a hobby and wanting to maybe go full time?
Yeah, I think really just look at what you're offering and understand what it is that you're offering. That you yourself have that value. That if you can provide, again, find what it is that your clients need and be the solution to that need. And as you do that, you're building confidence in what you're offering. You're making sure that you are standing out from your competition. That it's not just, hey, you're going to book with me, great. Take a piece of paper, give me your song list. I'll see you at the wedding. But really be there for them. Instill that confidence in you. That meet with your clients. let them know, that you're there with them every step of the way leading up to the event, and that you're that ready resource. Um, we just found so much value in that it lowers their stress. It lets them know that you care for them more than just being a customer, that they're one of your special clients and that you're going to take care of their needs. And that confidence goes a long way, that how ready they are to write reviews for us, to share recommendations, to put stuff on social media, to brag about, oh, guess who we had? Our DJs were awesome. That's what we want. We want our clients to have that kind of confidence in us. And that only comes through recognizing your worth, your value, finding a need that they have to be filled, and then being that solution. And as you do that, you're going to find your business growing very quickly and in ways that you probably never thought of.
I love that. It's so true. I've really shifted my focus on nurturing my client relationships, getting to know them more, checking in with them more often. There were weddings in the past where I had never even seen them. I did not know what they even looked like. And I'm coming in there like, I'm your DJ,
Yeah.
and it's partly, for whatever reasons, I didn't think I needed to, or it wasn't important to me, or my energy was elsewhere, or I don't know. A lot of my weddings is maybe, an hour away, or we're getting a lot more destination weddings here. Northern California, we have the redwoods, we have the beautiful black sand beaches. So,
Beautiful.
But the more I started meeting with my clients, I'm like, this is great. I have a stronger connection going into this event.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And finding, what are their needs and filling those needs, and understanding, like, we know how stressful weddings can be. So I want to make it clear to my clients, like, I'm going to handle this for you. I'm going to run this for you. They don't call me RunDat for nothing. Let me handle all of this entertainment and, music, whatever. Let me just take this pressure off of you. That's why you hire a professional.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep. So true. Love it.
Wonderful. So tell me a little bit about your motivational speaking that you do, because I know for me, having like coaches for years now, I find myself self-coaching myself and giving myself pep talks. So tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, of course. So one of the things that I do, aside from my teaching and from DJing, when I've got time in between those, I also do public speaking. So I speak to teachers, I speak to students. It is somewhat educational speaking, but also motivational speaking. I share challenges of my past. I talk openly about the importance of adult mental health, and trying to remove the stigma of counseling, of therapy, and self-care as well. And I just talk to kids and say, hey, look, fact is, sometimes life sucks. It does. Sometimes it's tough, but it doesn't mean that you can't still make amazing things happen out of your life if you surround yourself with the right people, take care of yourself the right way, and put yourself in a position to be successful. It doesn't mean that life's going to be perfect all the time, but it means you can perfectly work within that system to put you into the best position where you can eventually become your best version of yourself.
I love that. And boy, the youth really need it right now. Really. I have a 16-year-old daughter, a 10-year-old, and I'm just, it's hard. I have so much compassion for the youth. I look at them sometimes, the kids, and I'm just like, I feel sadness. Like, it's like hard enough to be an adult. And then these kids are like, they don't have the life experience we have. And so, and it having, that's one reason why I do all the things I do, of course, is to be the best version of myself for my children, best role model for my children. Like, let me show you the way. It's the best I can, do the best I can. And we need more, I feel like we need more positive role models, and the kids need people like you. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Yeah, so big up yourself for doing that. And I've thought about it. I want to do everything. So I'm like, right now I'm like, let me clear my platter off because we're going into wedding season. But
Yeah,
but maybe one day I will go do a school tour. Local.
that'd be awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you on the stage one day.
Maybe get some coaching from you first. Well, wonderful. Any last thoughts or advice or anything for our audience?
Uh, man, no, I don't think so. I mean, I guess if I'm gonna say anything is, uh, make this year the best one. There's going to be so many incredible events that you can be a part of, and even if you're only doing 4 or 5, events, make them the best 4 or 5 events you possibly can. If you're doing 40 or 50, make them the best 40 and 50 possible for those clients that you have. So just go out there and make a difference. And if you focus on the individuals, focus on the clients and their needs, and rather than focusing on yourself at those events, you're going to find much more success. So try to spend less time trying to be interesting and spend more time being interested in your clients.
I love that. And something I've been doing a lot of interviews recently, and something that came out in one of them was to check in with your clients during the event and go talk to them and be like, hey, how am I doing? Like any feedback, I guess. And I never really thought of that. Sometimes I think we're like, we don't want to bother them. I do go talk to my clients during events, but like, I know in the past it was like, oh, well, where's the wedding planner? They're the person that talks to them. That's how I felt. But now I'm like, we're all family now. Like,
Oh yeah,
how's it going? You liking this music, or however you want it.
so
So,
true.
yeah, checking
No,
in.
it's good suggestion. I love it.
Yeah, making it the best year yet. I love that. Yeah, every year I'm like, it only gets better. Better is coming. I mean,
Indeed.
yay. Well, thank you so much for your time and being on the show. And
Thanks so much for having me. It's been a
how
pleasure.
hey, how can our audience connect with you? What's the
So
best
you
way?
can find me all on social media. My personal ones are always at Bradlee W Skinner. That's Bradlee, and also at DJ Phony Stark on all social media. So that's whether it's Instagram, Facebook, even on TikTok. You can find me on there. So again, at Bradlee W Skinner or at DJ Phony Stark.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.